Welcome to Nothingisob, South Texas Golf Podcast. I have one of my good buddies on right here. I have Richey Rubio. Now, Richey's going to talk just a little bit about his experience, his time where he did a nice little sweet-ass gig in the Keys, all right, at Ocean Reef Golf Club. Now, also, he's going to talk just a little bit about some of the good things he's had and some of the tough times he's had going on as well. But before we get into our story with Richey, I got a word from my sponsor.
And Duval Street. Duval Street's the place to go. It's a pretty good time down there. So I think there's one bar that doesn't shut down at all, and then most of the bars down there, they shut down around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So you can go out and have a good time.
So they serve until then?
Yeah. Yeah,
a
lot of the bars. Yeah, a lot of the bars are still open, and Duval Street's just kind of like a special place. It's kind of like 6th Street, have fun, hang out, have some drinks, walk around. You've got different bars to go down there. A lot of cigar shops, hang out. Cuba's actually not too far from Key West. I think it's about 85 or 90 miles. So, everyone's having a good time drinking down there. The weird thing about the Keys, though, is since they have a lot of coral reefs that are around the islands and stuff. There's not many beaches, so you can't necessarily maybe go out and lay on the beach. But also too, there's not really a bunch of areas where you can like walk into the water and those kinds of things. So, a lot of people have boats and, go out into the water and just have a good time. So the weather down there is perfect. It was 75, 80 degrees, a little bit of humidity, but everyone was having a great time down there. So living the island style life for sure.
Now, looking at that course, man, like that was amazing. I mean, the pictures you were sending me, I was just like, man, like I was like, are these like really coming out of your camera? Are these like,
Yeah.
are these just like, is this clip art from the internet that you're just taking and getting? It's like it looks immaculate. So how did the course play?
The course was great. So there at the club, when you join, you've got 2 golf courses that are available. You have the Dolphin course, which is probably the golf course that's played the most. And then you also have the Hammock course. And that the Hammock course is probably the shorter course of the 2. It's a little bit more challenging. It's not as open as the Dolphin course. The Dolphin course itself, a little bit longer. It's got, more water that's involved, but both golf courses are great. And they also have another club that's there, and it's called Card Sound. And so that's a separate club within Ocean Reef Club. So you have to be invited by, the board to join as a member there. But there's 3 18-hole golf courses there. So all of them are in great shape. The superintendents both there, they do a wonderful job. They've been there for quite a few years. And, they got the science down and they know what to do. So they're doing a great job.
So what type of grass do they have out there? Is it Bermuda, or what type of grass is on the greens?
So they've got Bermuda grass that's out there. The style of grass for the greens it's not coming to mind right now. I want to say Champions or Tiff Eagle, but those could be wrong. But I know that they've got Bermuda grass. It's just a warm climate down there. So during the summertime, they need something that's going to be able to withstand the heat. So they have Bermuda grass pretty much all over the golf course. And I'm pretty sure the greens are Bermuda grass as well, just not exactly sure on the type.
Now, what were some of the duties that you had while you were there? Because I know a lot of times, being at a San Antonio Country Club, I know you do a lot of the youth programs and the junior golf. So what were some of the duties that you had to do when you were on your little stint there?
Yeah, so over at Ocean Reef Club, for me, it was, a chance to get to a new facility, but also a chance to maybe work my way up. And so the way that they have it set up is everyone that's on staff is either a PGA Golf Professional or they are in the program to become a PGA Golf Professional. And so it was pretty neat. Even the guys that are working outside, and that's where I was working outside. We were pulling carts, cleaning clubs, taking care of the driving range. And, you go, you put in a couple years, you do a great job, you get to connect with the members. And then as things open up, then you're able to progress there at the club and move your way up into the golf shop and, hopefully a first assistant and then a head golf professional. So, they do a great job of getting talent from all over the country. I mean, we had guys that were from North Carolina, New Jersey, New York. So we had guys that were coming from all along the East Coast, and they were coming down for a season. So it was a pretty cool experience just to be surrounded by so many golf professionals or guys that are working at some great clubs all over America.
Now, as that time, did it help make you a better golf professional as you're coming back now to San Antonio Country Club?
Yeah, for sure. Outside of just being able to connect with the members and kind of build your network frame, it was a chance for me to definitely sit back and listen to the instructors. They had a director of instruction. His name is Derek Swoboda. He was actually a recent Florida Teacher of the Year. So he's a great instructor. He's been there for the last few years. You had a lady by Stephanie Shaw, and then you had another gentleman that was teaching there at the club. So you had all kinds of people to be able to sit back, watch their lessons, listen to see how they did, clinics and things like that. So that was really where I was able to improve, as a professional and get to bring back some of that teaching, some of the methods that they use or even some of the ways that they explain things. I think that's something that us as professionals, it takes maybe a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of, effort to kind of learn how to relay information to people. So, having the chance to be able to shadow those instructors were amazing.
Now, I didn't even know that you were in the program or in the process of becoming a PGA professional. I knew you were a golf professional, obviously. And right here, let's see if we can pull it up right here. Oh, stop cam right there. I got an awesome picture right here of Richey with his PGA certificate right there. Now, tell me, what did that mean to you, getting that certificate right there, that plaque?
For me, it was, really a dream come true. Growing up as a kid, I always wanted to be a professional golfer. I wanted to be that guy that was on TV and, getting the green jacket or hoisting up, PGA championship. And, I did that and I tried as best as I could. And as I was kind of going through, my life, I wanted to get involved into the golf business. And, it's been a very neat experience. And I've had a chance to really connect with people from all over the country. And, junior golf for me is real big passion of mine. And so, to be able to, finally have that certification and to be able to put PGA behind my name, it's a great blessing. And I'm excited to see what the future has in store.
Well, like I was telling you off air, you got to get some new business cards now, or I don't know if you have new business cards already that has those 3 little letters behind your name or in front of your name, or I don't know how it goes.
Yeah, no, for sure. That was definitely one of the first things that I did. I was ready to be able to get my business card and frame it and, get it, hung up. And I was excited to order my plaque. So, definitely got that all taken care of. Ordered a new Titleist bag with the PGA logo. So, yeah, I definitely got it all taken care of. I was extremely excited to be able to get that email just to say that I've passed all of my tests and, now you're a member of the Professional Golfers Association. So I'm excited and I'm pumped to see what's in store.
So tell me, why do some, you know what, I've had instructors on here that feel like they don't need that PGA behind their name, and then some do, and some have been in the program that have kind of been spurred, or they've been on the inside and they've seen how some like it, some don't, you know. So what would you say maybe are the pros and cons that some people see or don't see, or, you know, that don't see the benefits or the benefits of being a PGA instructor?
Yeah, the way that I look at it, right, I'm 26, so for me, I think I'm pretty young to be in the golf business itself. Um, I definitely have seen an increase in people having success without having the PGA credentials. For me, it kind of, and I would probably say that's more of your teachers that probably don't have the PGA certification side of things, that I've kind of seen more often at the moment. But most of your assistants, they're definitely going to get into the program. Your head pro, your director of golf, those guys are going to be, 99% of them are going to be PGA certified. I will say probably 30 years ago, you didn't have many guys that were having success, right? Golfers wanted to take a lesson from someone who was a PGA golf professional, and or they wanted a director of golf to be a PGA golf professional. It was kind of a, you either had it or you didn't. And if you had it, you could probably be successful in the business. And if you didn't have it, it would be extremely tough for you to get maybe far in the business because you didn't have that certification. And, I think that there's all good things that can be from any of that kind of stuff. For me, it was important to be able to get my PGA certification. I'm not a college graduate, and I decided to opt out. I didn't go to college. I wanted to get right into the business and get my hands dirty and kind of get some reps in. And, so for me, that wasn't the important part. I wanted to be able to show my future employers that, I can go through the program, be certified as a PGA golf pro, and, gain knowledge from all areas. But then also too, I wanted to make sure that I really got some reps in. I didn't want to talk about it in a classroom. I wanted to live it and do it and feel it and all those different kinds of things. And so you can go through a professional golf management course, in college. Here in Texas, they have Sam Houston State. They're going to be adding to UIW, University of Incarnate Word, here in San Antonio. And, you could do it through college. But I opted out, and I wanted to do it there at the facility on property. So,
that makes a lot of sense. All right. I totally see that side. And I think you're right, especially from the instructors that I've had on the show, that they don't feel that necessity to have that PGA or that, PGA credential. That makes total sense when you say it's more of those teachers, more of the instructors. And I do see that. But now, as you explain it to me about people who are maybe like, are running the program, running the shop, running the whole facilities, that makes sense as to why you need that course management, or you need that instruction, you need that cert, and that totally makes sense. And that's why I love having guys like you on the show, because you're able to break it down for people that are outside of the game of golf.
No, yeah, of course, and the golf business is evolving, and for myself, I'm going to say a lot of my peers are probably 32, 34, 36. They're about 6 to 8 years older than I am. But then also too, you got a big chunk of guys that are 45 to 60. They're the directors of golf at these, big private clubs, or head golf professionals at these great clubs. And so, I think I think the golf business itself, or even myself, I'm going to see a change in the golf business as things kind of, progress over the next 10, 15, or 20 years.
Well, right here, I got a nice little, I got a good little shot of you right there. What does teaching mean to you? Because I know you do some great things. You host some great tournaments. You do a lot of great work in junior golf. And what does teaching the youth mean to you?
I always thought about, teaching kids. And, for me, I started playing golf when I was 3 years old. And so, getting to the golf course, getting my couple clubs out, walking over to the range, I remember those things. And I remember spending time with my dad. I remember my mom driving the cart. And so I just remember, how much happiness that brought to my life, but also too what kind of family time that we ended up having together. And so, that was another reason why I wanted to go, kind of from the hotel side of golf into more of the private clubs, is because I wanted to build relationships with people. And so, being at a private club, that really helped me out as far as, spending time, junior camps, junior clinics, women's clinics. And so that just gave me a chance to really connect with everybody. But I mean, Andy, I'm a kid at heart, you know what I'm saying? So being able to spend time with the kids and give them a fist pump when they come in, or if I hear about, their first par, their first birdie, those kinds of things. I mean, that just kind of brings happiness, to my life in a sense, because I know what it was like to have my first birdie and my first par. I had a student of mine, her name's Etta, and she's a junior golfer. She was actually probably one of the first junior lessons I ever had. And she was 7 or 8 years old. This was when I was working over in Houston. And now she's 13, I think, or 14. And she beat her dad for the first time just the other day on Father's Day. On Father's Day of all days, she took him
But
down.
dude,
He shot
that's
the
not
lowest round. I mean, it's crazy.
that's not cool.
Crazy.
She's supposed to let her dad win. Come on, any other day. Any other day.
No, I still remember to this day the very first time that I beat my dad. We were playing at a course up in Colorado, and I remember him. I remember him missing a putt on 18 green to lose by one shot, and I'll never forget. I ran off the green, screaming and hollering, and I don't know, 11, 12. It was just I finally beat my dad, and so being able to hear some of these great stories from the junior golfers, I mean, it's just awesome. I got some kids that are, teeing up in some Southern Texas PGA events and playing in the city championships here in San Antonio. So, I mean, it's just cool to be able to relate because I was once to their age. But then also too, I know what it's like to have the struggles. I know what it's like to make that triple bogey, on the first hole. I know what it's like to pump it out of bounds twice. And so, I've got a chance to be able to relate to all these kids and be able to kind of just have like that kid like spirit, because that's just kind of who I am.
Now, as we talk about family, as we talk about family, and we talk about your PGA, what has really been a big part of your motivation as to really kind of climb up, the ladder, the I say not corporate ladder, but climb up the ladder in the game of golf, because it seems like I know you have a strong family. I was looking at some of your pictures that I was jealous of. I was looking at it that said Ohana, and I said, man, he's at a luau, he's in Cali, and I'm like, man, it looks like that your Ohana is like a big part of your life, and it seems like it seems like it's kind of played into the type of person you are, and also just the great work you're doing.
Yeah, and these last few months have definitely been a little bit trying. If you kind of keep up with me on social media or those kinds of things, I ended up losing my mom a couple of weeks ago. So it's just been definitely different the last month. I got to spend some time with my mom back in, I ended up leaving Ocean Reef and going over there in March and April and getting to spend 2 months with her. And, for me, it was a nice time to be able to enjoy her and really spend that time with my family. And so, my mom's always been, my real big motivator, and she's always told me, you can do whatever you want in life, and she can, keep me on track. She can keep me motivated, and she just really kept me grounded. And I think that was a big part of my motivation because I had such a great cheerleader that's by my side. I'm going to continue to have her here in spirit with me, but My mom told me I can do amazing things, and I believe her.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I know you're doing some great and amazing things. I know that. I truly feel like that's why you've been in people's lives, and I feel like it has like we've crossed paths because I've needed some of that motivation, and and I'm very sorry for your loss because I know I lost my mother about 9 years ago, and I named my youngest daughter after her, and it. You know what? Your mother is your biggest cheerleader. You do, and you know what? The way I always look at things, and I know, like I've never met your mother. I've never met your family, but you know what? I know through the way you treat people and how you act and how you go about your business and go about your life. That's how I know. Your mom was a great person because of how how positive you are, how the kindness you show to a lot of people, the kindness you showed to somebody who just reached out to you and said, "Hey, I love what you do. I'd love to have you on the show." And so I know the type of person your mom was just through your actions.
Well, you know what? I really do appreciate that. And, it's definitely just kind of like a little bit of a trying time in a sense. And, my mom always wanted her family to be strong. And, we had our service just a few days ago. And, that's where you saw that beautiful Ohana sign. And Ohana means family in Hawaiian. And, it was a beautiful service. And, I was really happy to have all of my siblings, really pull together for a great service. But, it was my mom that really gave us that strength and being able to kind of overcome some of those barriers or, get outside of our comfort zone or challenge ourselves. But my mom, really instilled all of that into all of her kids. And so, that's where it definitely makes an impact, now, and it's going to make an impact for the rest of my life.
That's beautiful, man. I love how in looking at your posts and stuff like that and your family, it just y'all stated it seemed like it was truly a life celebration. And I think
Yes, yeah, it was.
and I think sometimes I think we kind of lose sight of that. And I think it's awesome. It's awesome when you celebrate, a loved one, and because at the end of the day, you know what? Hey, somewhere down the line, you're gonna meet them again. You're gonna see them again, and I think
Yeah,
that's the most
yeah,
important thing.
that's
Is
right.
you really want to celebrate the good times, and the bad times, and those relationships, like you stated. I think that's what makes you good at what you do, and is because of the relationships that you've been able to build with people. And I know you're going to continue to do good things, especially with having that Richey Rubio right there. I see it right here on the screen. Is that PGA? I noticed. I was like, you didn't have that last time, So
Yeah, no, didn't have the last time.
so with all the trials and tribulations, with the tough times and the good times, what's next for Richey Rubio PGA?
That's a great question. I definitely think over the last few months, just with, the the things that were happening with my mom and her passing away, it kind of makes you think about life a little bit differently. What do you want to do with your life? Where do you want to go? One thing that I do know that I really want to do in my life is influence people, and whether that's the junior golfers or a new beginner golfer or maybe some of my friends or my coworkers or things like that. I want to be able to inspire people because I think being able to spend time with people, get to know them, motivate them, help them stand up when they're having a difficult time. That was something that my mom did, and she did a wonderful job of that. And everybody was her friend. And, I want to be able to have that same thing. I want I want all people around me to be my friend, and I want to be a good person and, really help people be successful and to be happy and to laugh. I think that's something that we forget about is to be happy and to laugh.
Well, and speaking with you before we got on, we really I really shared with you that why I do this show and how, you know what, I could just dog a lot of people and talk a lot of shit. I said, but you know what, I really want to talk about the positives that are out there, you know, especially in the game of golf and how much it is a binder. Because look, it brought somebody like you into my life. And that's one thing that really like drew me towards you, is because of the positivity that you are constantly sharing. And I said, in a troubled time right now in our country and our world, with how much, you know, so much shit is out there. And you know what, it's hard for me because I'm naturally and normally like a negative person. I've always continually looked at the glass being half empty, you know. And
Yeah, for
now,
sure.
you know, and now like I'm starting to really change. You know, hey, this COVID time is really, I've really gained a great appreciation for my family, for the little things, the little you know what, I was like, you know what, hey, the sun is brighter, but you know what, it's so much greater to be outside. I've enjoyed the outdoors so much more. The grass is greener.
Yeah.
You know, playing around a golf, you know, shanking my 7-iron into the water, you know what, I've been able to take it a lot easier, you know. But I think you are influencing people in that positive way. And I know there's one thing that you do for yourself that helps you motivate you at times when you might be down. What is that one little thing that you have that kind of clicks that switch on for you?
Yeah, so there's a member here at San Antonio Country Club that I got to know, and he's just been a great mentor of mine. He's a member. He comes out and plays, you know, Saturday and Sunday morning. He's the first that guy that goes out, but he gave me a coin, and on this coin it says "Attitude is everything," and so I carry this coin with me in my pocket. Actually, you know, when I'm playing golf, I use it as a ball marker. And so I consistently carry this coin with me. And, you know, if I'm having a tough time or, you know, not a very good day, you know, I tend to pull this coin out and, you know, I just give it a couple flips. You know, I land it right here on top of my hand. But, you know, it's just a reminder for me that, you know, hey, everything's going to be all right. You know, it's all about having a good attitude. And, you know, when you go home at the end of the day, regardless if you're working or spending time with your friends or family, you know, but at the end of the day, when you're laying, you know, your head down on your pillow, you got to be happy with yourself. And I think this coin, you know, really helps me do that.
Well, I really like how you have that one thing, because I texted you a while back. I said, how do you stay motivated? And I like it because you're quoting, I don't know if it's Tupac, I think, or Biggie. I think you're quoting somebody, and I was like this. I was like, damn. I was like,
Yeah.
that's why Richie's my
Yeah.
dog. I was like, man.
Yeah, no, it was Tupac to Biggie Smalls, and he said, in order to change the world, we must first change ourselves. And so, you know, I've always kind of liked that quote. You know, I think as a person, as you go through life and your trials and your ups and downs and those kinds of things, you know, people become different as you grow up. And so, you know, if you want to make an impact, if you want to influence people, if you want to make a difference, you know, sometimes you got to look in the mirror first and really take a look at what kind of person you are if you want to be able to do those kinds of things.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Richie, you are influencing others, you know, just like me, just through your little post. It's a little thing that's gone a long way, especially with my life. I'm so thankful that I've had you on the show. I'm so glad that you've been on a second time. And I'm so thankful that, you know what, you're putting some great positive things out there. And I know, you know, like, look, yeah, I was able to go and grab some of that right there, you know, and I know you're doing it for your I know you're doing it for your students and for all those around you. And thanks so much for being on the show tonight, man. And I wish you well. And congratulations once again, man, on that PGA, man. I know you worked really hard for it.
Thank you, man.
I know you're going to do some great things.
Yeah, thank you very much, Andy. You know, it's always a pleasure to be on, and hopefully I'll be on for a third, a fourth, and a fifth time, you know, as kind of things kind of progress. And
you're always welcome.
You know, you and I will yeah, maybe our next show is gonna have to be like a little recap on our first round of golf together. You know, we can kind of go through a hole by hole in our match and kind of you know, explain it to the viewers on what kind of situations we got caught up in.
There you go, brother. If you wouldn't mind staying on as I wrap it up, man, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. You got it.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for Richey for being on the show tonight. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please visit my website, www.nothingisob.com. You can hit me up on different forms of social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Nothingisob is my handle. Also, please check out my YouTube channel, Nothingisob, South Texas Golf Podcast. I'm on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud. Please click the subscribe button. You can leave a comment, rate, and review. It's how it helps me grow the podcast. I truly thank you for all your support. Remember, in the game of life, nothing is OB.